They don't think about, oh, I'm the one who loses. They want to think like, motherfucker, I'm the one that won.
Yeah.
Like, it's me who won that shit.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, though. It's like the work that you put in is the result that you're going to get out.
Hey, whatever your inputs are, you're eventually going to get an output.
Yeah, no, exactly.
First we gonna rock, then we gonna fold, then we let it pop, don't let it go.
All right. Welcome to another episode of the Bring the Juice podcast. I'm your host, Frank Dalena. Today on the pod, we have Lalo Herrera, the coming to be, soon to be professional runner coming out of Colorado Boulder. Lalo, say what's up to Bring the Juice Nation. Come on now, baby.
What's up, Bring the Juice?
Yes, I need it.
Excited to be here.
I need it.
Yep.
First off, this episode is brought to you in part by the American Pistachio Growers. If you want to perform like the pros, be sure to eat your pistachios and support a pistachio grower wherever you're at.
Love
Lalo,
some pistachios, man.
You run a lot. Pistachios.
I do.
You eat. That's good protein, right?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Shh. Look
Man,
at
it's
that.
good
Look
stuff,
at that.
dude.
We're
It's
gonna have to
good
get you. We have to hook you guys up.
Honestly.
Get you some pistachios.
Got me going right now, dude. I want some pistachios. Actually, man.
Where the nuts at?
Where the nuts at?
Lalo.
Who got the bag?
Lalo. So running itself. You played other sports before, I assume.
Yeah. I was a soccer player growing up, so.
Okay, so it goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
At what point do you go from playing other sports to saying, hey, I'm going to focus on running, which will eventually lead to a collegiate career?
Yeah, absolutely. I think for me, it's just kind of realizing my capabilities and potential within the sport. I think for me, when I decided to move on to the running phase of take the running career, I told myself, I was like, well, this is going to get me to college. This is going to give me a full ride.
Right.
And then potentially from there, if everything goes well, then, the professional contract may appear at some point. And so, I love soccer and all. That's like my favorite sport.
Sure.
Shout out to all the Man United fans. I'm a Man U fan.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
We're down bad right now, though. We coming back. It was just one of those things where, like, I love soccer, and I felt like I had, some sort of career there, potentially, like, joining the MLS at some point in my career. But I think within myself, dude, like, I'm a very competitive person.
Yeah.
And I think running got the best out of me, just in terms of wanting to beat people and just kind of wanting to continue to win and just be the best in the valley, be the best in the state, even potentially the nation.
Right. Those goals kept escalating and all those accommodations.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. So it's just kind of having those goals in my mind, dude. I'm like thinking all these things, like, like I can be really good at the sport if I decided to like devote my time and just kind of dedicate my efforts into like this sport, And if I'm truly like this person who's very competitive, then shit, like I might be competing against the best of the world at some point, and and it's gonna lead to that, And so yeah, man, like for me, it's just I think it was the point to understand that I'm like, I got a future in this. I decided just to go with it, and as much as it hurt me, like kind of leaving soccer behind, I was like, yeah, well, something great is waiting, and as long as I continue to work hard and just kind of keep grinding every single day, then it'll come. But
I understand, like, soccer, you got to be well conditioned. Well conditioning usually leads to having to run long distance events, and whether it's track or cross country, whatever it might be. What made you say, like, okay, long distance? Like, how'd you pick your races?
Well, I think.
And what's your best race?
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, like, I think a lot of soccer players, from what I've known, people that I know, friends that I'm with, have been soccer players as well. And they just kind of translate into track and field. And I don't know if it's like this correlation between soccer and track. Yeah. But I was a midfielder and a forward playing soccer. And so I think just kind of being in the midfield, running around, controlling the whole game, just kind of made me like, okay, well, I can handle the long distances. Yep. And so when I started running as a freshman in high school. So like I wasn't running before that, Yeah. And so like, dude, it was insane, man. Like my coach in high school had us doing like 85, 90 miles a week, bro. It's like 85 to 90 miles a week. 85
miles to run?
Yes, 85 to 90 miles
90
a week.
miles a week?
Think about it though, as a freshman, like
that's culture shock from 8th grade.
No, absolutely. Like especially coming out of soccer, like I feel like one of the main reasons why I decided to do running was because of the fitness. Like I was like, I'm gonna use this to get in shape for soccer. Yeah. And I think a lot of football players now use track and field to like for their like capabilities and abilities on the football field.
Sure.
Like they run 100 meters or 200 meters to try to run, really, really quick on the field. And so I think that just kind of correlates, like midfielder,
running
long
mechanics,
distance,
all
running
that
mechanics,
stuff.
all that stuff. I think over time, like you work on that and it becomes a lot better. But yeah, dude, it's just one of those things where I was a midfielder and I just felt like I was able to just go because like for the 90 minutes that we were playing, man, I was just constantly running on the field. And I remember that, man. Like it's one of those things. But yeah, I showed up to high school and I remember the coach telling us in the summer, yeah, we're going to be doing 100 miles a week. And I was like, dude, like I haven't ran like that amount in my life. Like how the hell am I going to get there?
Totally.
And then my coach, I remember at the time was telling me, he's like, hey, like it'll take some time. Just give some time. And dude, like I could not tell you anymore, but like I hated running like my freshman because I was just doing it for the purpose of playing soccer in school.
Totally.
And playing in my travel league and all that stuff, right? And so I was just like, yeah, dude, like I'll keep this up. I'll run for a year, just stay in shape for soccer and whatnot. Yeah, dude, like after the first year, like I started like kind of just competing within myself, kind of having this like mindset like, yeah, dude, like the only person that you can be is yourself. I started telling myself, well, these guys are running 4-minute miles in high school, like I can get there at some point.
Right.
And I was running like my PRs in high school as a freshman were like 4:30. It was like 9:30 in the 2 mile and all that stuff. But anyways, yeah, just to answer your question, I think my event right now at the moment is probably the 5K. I've been doing that a lot. But I really love the short distance races like the 1500.
1500 short distance right now?
Dude, yeah, 15,
okay.
Yeah, the 1500, which is equivalent to the mile.
Yeah.
And then the 3000 meters, and then that's about it. I haven't gone up from there. So I haven't ran the 10K. I mean, we do that on the course, like for cross country. Right. But that's like it's not the same. I think it's kind of like mandatory. Everybody has to do it. Yeah. On the track, you get to choose what you're good at and what you want to do.
Right.
So
that's dope that you got to choose at least. Like, I'm thinking from my perspective of running track, because I played football, soccer, and track in high school, and so like it's funny you say the soccer players run the long distance and the football players run sprinters, because I was in the middle. I'd run like the 400 and the 800 because that's kind of the middle. Like I wasn't quite fast. I knew I wasn't going to win the hundo because there were some fast dudes in the valley.
Dude, it's insane.
There's
insane.
And I never practiced. I only went to the meets. Yeah. That's high school track.
I mean, it's insane now too. Like high schoolers are running like crazy fast. Dude. Like 10 flat. Totally. 11 flat. I mean, 11 flat's like freaking amazing. But it's like as a high schooler, dude. Like nowadays, like
if you're not in the tens, like you're not winning anything.
I think now we're at a different point in time. And like our generation now is like everything is just getting better and better and better. You know. Totally. And so yeah, dude, it's crazy. Like obviously you have the technology and all that stuff. Right. Like. That definitely helps, but just to see like what the human body can do, it's kind of unique.
So transition that. Like, do you think that means Usain Bolt's obviously the freak. He's on a whole different wave, but because every generation's getting faster and faster. I mean, look at human genetics. Like people are getting bigger, people are getting stronger. Yeah. There's more freaks. Like, what was the average height in 1900 compared to 2000? Compared to what's it going to be in 3000? Like. Yeah. If you're not over 6'5", are you short at that point? Like
that's true,
dude. Like the average height, I know I need a stat guy to bring the juice, but like it's for sure up than what it was in 1900.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
so as that, people are getting faster, people are getting stronger. I mean, I always think about college football's about to start, football season's about to start. You watch ESPN, there's always this debate of like, could you have been as dominant in the 70s as the league right now? Yeah. Michael Jordan. Would Michael Jordan be the best NBA player in the world if he was playing against the competition right now? Yeah. There's that debate. Yeah. So with that, is somebody going to shatter Usain Bolt's records eventually?
Yeah, I think it's funny you say that because I mean we're speaking like track and field terms here. Like I think I'm not really an expert, but.
Close enough.
I just feel like,
dude, it's a podcast. You could be a fucking expert.
I feel like since I do the sport, I'm kind of aware, like of the athletes that are around at this point. Yeah, dude. There's this. I forgot his first name, but his last name's Knighton, and I think he's like 18 years old, 19 years old. He's like, I think he might be the guy to break it. If not, it's gonna be some guy named Noah Lyles, who's I think both of those guys are sponsored by Adidas. Wow. And I think Noah Lyles recently ran at the World Championships like. What is it, like 9.4 or something like the 9.5. So it's insane. So like for the 200, it's definitely coming down. For the 100, it's like kind of close, but it'll happen at some point. I think the number one thing is like records are meant to be broken, whether it's like on the track, whether it's on the football field, whether it's on the soccer course. Like,
records are meant to be broken.
Records are meant to be broken, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy though, because like I'm like a 3-time school record holder at CU. And then
Colorado Boulder.
Yeah, Colorado Boulder School Buffs. And then I hold the record here at Madera South, and then for the Valley for here at Woodward Park, of course. So like, obviously being like a record holder at some point, like, I know that these records are gonna go down.
Totally.
And like, I'm kind of excited to see it go down, just because like for me, my standpoint is like, I want to see people like athletes get better. I want to see where the how far the human body can go. And so like, it's just kind of interesting to see like, all right, how long is it going to take until somebody beats my record? Right. And at this moment, my brother, he's a high school coach now for Matilda Torres. He has this 8th grader he's a freshman now. They're saying that he might be the guy to break my records, which I'm like, I looked at him. I'm like, okay, this guy looks legit.
He might be the dude.
This gonna be the dude. So whether it's in 3 years or 4 years, like, I think it might happen soon. But yeah, man, I think, overall, I think, records are meant to be broken in every sport.
So, being a long distance runner, what is the fuel that you have that keeps you going? Because I know we got people listening to this pod that they hate to run. Maybe they've ran competitively. Maybe they ran cross country or track in high school, or they know what it's like. Yeah. But what's your why? Like, why do you push you through going 100 miles a week?
Yeah. So I think for me, it's just like waking up every single morning and just kind of having this routine of, this is my goal and I'm going to do whatever it takes to accomplish this goal. Right. And so like, I always tell myself like, okay, like I can be better than yesterday. Sure. I can be better than the day before. And so the way that I'm looking at it now, like going into the pros, like I know like it takes a lot to be up there with the top dogs, And so for me, it's just competing with myself every single day. And like, obviously, like I said before, like I think I'm a very competitive person. So I think that drives me. Yeah. Like I'm doing currently, like I'm coming off a break, but normally when I'm training, I'm running like 95 to 100 miles a week, which is like, I mean, obviously completely normal from high school. Cause high school I was a very high mileage guy. Just doing that. I think at some points though, like in my career, I have felt very unmotivated. Yeah. And I think a lot of athletes have gone to that point where it's like a mental game.
I have firsthand. Like you get burnt out.
Yeah, dude, exactly. It's like a mental component. And I feel like you start to see things like for me, like watching these other athletes that I've beaten before, running really great now. And like, I'm like seeing that, I'm like, okay, shit, like I can be there too. Like, what the hell am I doing? So like all those little factors drive me to like, train the way that I have been training or train, pretty crazy. Because at this point in time, like if you're competing with the pros, you got to have that mindset to be able to say like, I'm all in. Right. If you're not all in, then you're not going to get anywhere. Like you'll be there in the league, but it's like, for me, it's like coming off of Madera, like, do I want to be known just to guy that made it in the leagues? Like, hell no, dude. I want to make a name for myself.
Yeah, so, you don't just want to win the Valley Championship. You want to do some real shit.
Exactly. And so, like, in high school, that's what I was shooting for. I was shooting to be the best sophomore in the state. Yeah. Best junior, best senior. And, like, senior, I came up short. But these are the things that I kind of realized, like, okay, like, maybe I could have put in a little bit more work, or I could have been smarter with my training. Like, it's all these factors. Obviously, like, I think athletes, when it comes to performance, like, we think a lot about our performances and about how it could have gone differently. Yeah. Like, right. So like whenever we have a bad race, like I tell myself all the time, like it's kind of crazy. Cause I was talking to my teammate about this not too long ago. I was like, man, like I finished some races and like, it's not a bad finish. It's a good finish. Like recently I ran a 357 mile indoors, for the, I think it was like the spring. And I wasn't happy with that. Yeah. Like, why wasn't I happy? I was just like, well, like, I just feel like my expectations are super high, which is okay. Mm-hmm. But at some point, like, as athletes, we got to take like every little step, like, one by one. Like,
absolutely. Brick by brick. I say it all the time.
Brick by brick. Yeah. It's like, take it one step at a time. And if that happens, like, I think you're going to get to your goals a lot better and a lot easier. Like, I think sometimes a lot of athletes just we feel like we're not reaching our expectations and we kind of break down. And for me, like I've said, there's been times where I've been very unmotivated, don't want to do anything. I'm just kind of like, shit, like I'm just kind of lazy today. Yeah. Like I just kind of remember myself why I'm doing it, what's my purpose. Totally. And I just kind of wake up telling myself this is why I'm doing it. And it's just kind of in the long term, when I accomplish my goals, like it kind of feels really good to know that like the reason why I've been waking up every single morning was to accomplish this. And once it's accomplished, like there's no best feeling in the world than to like know that you've accomplished it, you know?
Two things off that. One thing I think of, you mentioned, you know, I think as the higher you get up in the athletic game, you know, when you're a freshman in high school and you're trying to get better, you could work on something and you will cut 10 seconds in your mile. You will go up 20 pounds on bench press. You go from not starting to starting. And as you're climbing this mountain, it gets steeper and steeper and steeper. So we talk about getting 1% better every day, going brick by brick. But the thing that I don't think is talked about enough, and there should be a little asterisk next to it, is that 1% takes so much more to earn the higher you get up on when you're trying to climb the mountain of greatness. Yeah. And like you said, it's tough, and it's a mental game, man. Like, it gets in your head sometimes, and especially in college where, you know, you're kind of on a time clock. Like, you get there as a freshman, you're the new dude, you're hungry, you're beating some older guys. It's like, oh shit, this guy's gonna have potential. This guy might be the dude. And then the next thing you know, you look back and time flies. You're a junior, you're a senior, and now there's a new shiny toy. There's a new freshman. There's a new sophomore. You're old news. You've gotten better, but you're not improving 10, 20 seconds. You're improving, you know, 2 seconds. And you're like, hell yeah, bro. Like, it's a great thing. Right. And then, you know, I mean, the second thing too, like, I want to point out is, you know, you said, like, I'm trying to reach my goal. And I know as a football player, if you're playing college, the goal is to win a bowl game, win a national championship, win your conference championship. But as a runner, you know, it's an individual sport. We'll get into that right now. What is the ultimate goal of runners? Because I know Super Bowl is the ultimate goal of football.
Yeah.
World Series is the ultimate goal of baseball. What is the ultimate goal of runners? The Olympics or what?
So if we're talking like collegiate terms,
let's say
it's to win an NCAA championship.
Okay,
for sure.
But college is done now. So now what's the goal?
But I think now the goal, like as a pro, which I'm sure it's similar to every pro, is to win medals.
Yeah.
Whether it's in the world stage or at the Olympics.
Yeah.
Or the international stage. Like you go back, you know, if you're representing Australia, if you're representing Mexico, it's about winning titles.
Yeah.
It's about kind of just having that under your resume, you know. Like I don't even think it's so much of times, just in terms of like what an athlete can run. Mm-hmm. I think it's more based on like what an athlete can do and how they can win it. But yeah, the goal is definitely the Olympics. That's like the big prize. You know, it's like the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Totally.
I get it.
It's huge. So like for us track and field athletes, like the Olympics is the main priority.
Absolutely.
And what's great too is that like as track and field athletes, we have world competitions that are happening every year.
Yeah.
And we have like international competitions that are happening as well. So like there's always things that we're constantly working on and trying to improve on and just trying to win. Obviously, like that's the main goal, is to win. Like nobody wants to be a loser, you know.
But you know, turning pro, what does that entail, and like where are you at in that process?
Yeah, so I think for me it's just like it's kind of unique, just because like I get to see like a new stage in my life and see how I can take that further with my athletics, with my potential, and so I'm kind of very excited to start that journey of mine. But yeah, man, it's insane. Like I'm excited for it. Currently, right now, I'm still in the process of signing with the shoe company,
right?
Which is exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. You said it's between company A and company B right now.
Exactly. Yeah,
right.
I don't want to.
No, you're good.
Give it out just because it's going to be an announcement later on.
This is an exclusive podcast, but like shit, we got it.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I could say it, but dude, it's going to take a few more beers.
No, I won't say that.
No, but anyways, yeah, it's between A and B, and so we're working on that. My agent and I are working on that right now, and so I'm just excited about the journey, about the process. But you know, it's interesting to say because I was telling you earlier, like you know, all these companies are interested, and what happened to me in my career was that like I didn't make 2 NCAA championships back to back 2 years in a row, and I feel like I was fit at the time, but I just didn't like have the performance in my hand at that given day.
Right.
Like I just had bad days.
Yeah.
And maybe it was at some point, maybe it was my training that didn't go well. Like obviously as an athlete, you get to go back and dissect the little things that you do. But I think that's what makes you better. Like I think that's the things that you can improve on is just by dissecting your performances and looking at what you can do differently in practice. Mm-hmm. And so for me, like not making those 2 NCAA meets, like obviously I shot myself in the foot.
Yeah.
Like these companies are interested.
Yeah,
but
you did, but like it's sports, man.
Yeah, but
like,
it's sports.
what are you
But
gonna do?
that's what I'm saying. Like they're interested, but they're just not. They're not. You're not on the number one list right now.
You can compare that to anything. Like if you're playing in the national championship and you're projected to be the number one overall, you could lose the national championship and still go the number one overall in the NFL draft.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I know that's not apples to apples directly, but you had the juice for it. It wasn't your day, the days that you needed.
Didn't
it.
have enough juice,
right.
man. Well,
so now you're not digging yourself out of a hole, but you have everyone has their own path.
Yeah.
And you're on your own path. And now like between company A and company B, are you like considering like performance wise, like, hey, I prefer this running shoe, so I want to sign with these guys?
Yeah,
or is it strictly like become a money thing, front office type thing?
Yeah, well, yeah. It's like very interesting you say that, because like in track and field, like the athletes there don't make a lot of money. Like long distance runners,
right.
we don't make like bank like the way that football players and basketball players do.
What is the highest paid long distance player make?
I've heard. I mean, if we're talking about like Olympic gold medalist,
sure. What's an Olympic gold medalist?
Those guys are making like definitely six figures for sure, like easily.
Still,
easily.
Though, that's not that
easily.
crazy.
That's not
Olympic gold medalist.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah.
But like if we're talking like just a guy that's coming out of college, just depending on
he signed
on
with Nike, whatever.
With Nike, they could potentially. It just depends on the brand and depends on like who you are,
right?
And so like obviously, if you're able to represent the brand really good, I think obviously like it's business, so they are really like know you really well.
Sports are business, baby.
Sports are business, yeah, exactly. And so like it just depends on who you are and what you've done. But I mean, there's not. I mean, it's okay, but it's not like crazy money. Like,
could you live off of it, money?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Shit, that ain't
you can live off of it, which is good, which is nice. But it's
and
like
they plug you with gear and all that good
absolutely.
shit.
They connect you with all that stuff, which is nice. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I think in terms of the way that I'm perceiving it, it's like, okay, I have A and B companies, and A and B companies are in two different locations. Right. Like, what's the best place to train in? Who has the best training partners? Just kind of considering those like factors. Like, obviously, like is a huge benefit to like what you decide on, because it's not just all about the money. The thing is, like, I've learned a lot from a lot of professional athletes, like specifically like track and field athletes that I've talked to, and they said, hey, like, don't get like caught up with the bag that they throw at your face.
Right.
Like, you got to know like what your goals are for the future and like what your career is looking like in the future. Like if you get caught up with the bag, like you're going to be blind.
Yeah.
Like don't be blind by the money. I mean, the money's fucking nice. Don't get me wrong. The money's nice, but the thing is, like, our objective isn't to be like rich. It's to accomplish our goals.
To be great.
To be great.
Yeah.
It's basically to be great.
Yeah.
And so, like,
obviously, you got to secure the bag along the way. But like,
exactly. Yeah. You obviously got to secure it. I mean, that's
a given.
That's
like,
a given. Yeah.
It's a given at this point.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, like, I'm basically not trying to be blindsided by the bags that are going to be thrown at me. Like,
totally
I'm trying to focus on these different factors that obviously are going to help me improve in my career. And that's just the way that I'm looking at it. But yeah, man, that's where I'm at right now with that, business side of things, with the professional world. But, we're hopefully eventually I can announce at some point when I'm signing with a shoe company.
Well, so. I'm excited to hear it,
man.
Transitioning real quick, we have a lot of sponsors. I already mentioned American Pistachio Growers, but on the podcast as well, one of our go-to sponsors is Fresno First Bank. Fresno First Bank is a local bank to Fresno and to the community. They have a strong connection with business owners to help them grow and succeed, which I'm trying to grow and succeed. We're trying to grow and succeed on Bring the Juice. You're trying to grow and succeed, Lalo. So, like, we like Fresno First Bank. At Fresno First, they're never too busy for you. It's always direct contact when you walk in. They personalize the customer experience, give you a high five, a handshake, a go dogs. Hey, did you listen to that episode with Lalo the Runner? Yo, I love Bring the Juice. Anything along those lines. So shout out to Fresno First Bank. We'll be at the tailgates this year. Additionally, Dervos Deli. Not sure if you've been to Dervos Deli yet. I know you're in town for a little bit.
I haven't.
Well, you're a runner. Like, you got to have some good food after a good run, right?
Yeah.
You got to check out Dervos Deli.
Some burgers and some.
Dude, they got the burgers.
Some steaks,
they got the fries that'll cross your eyes.
Is that here in Fresno?
Oh, bro, it's right. So it's right by Sabron Center, across the street next to Don Pepe's, Red Wave Liquor right there. I know your cousin Omar knows where it's at. So like he'll take you there. But Dervos Deli is the plug. They have this chicken sandwich I've been really promoting the crap out of.
Okay.
And
Dude, that's
It
that's
doesn't
actually,
miss. It
That's
doesn't
actually
miss.
nice to know, man. Because
Yeah.
like the only place that I've been to here in Fresno in terms of like restaurants, it's like Doghouse. That's like the spot,
Dude.
bro.
It's right
It's
next
the
to
spot.
Doghouse.
Yeah, it's like the spot. But like for me, like I'm rarely here
Yeah.
at home because I've been in Colorado for such
Yeah.
a long time, and so every time I come down and visit, it's like for about like 2-3 weeks. So I don't really get to go out like that, you know.
Dude,
But yeah, dude, like I'll definitely check it out.
it's the perfect like. Yo, I need to get lunch real quick, place.
Oh, okay.
And they're about to start serving beer there.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, $1 Coors Lights with the boys. If you have like a 2-hour gap between class, check out Dervos Deli. It's the spot because it's right on campus, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's
cool.
Anyways, so shout out to Dervos Deli.
Shout out.
Lalo, I want to know when you're running long distance, because if you're just a person listening to this podcast, you don't got to be a professional runner. If you say, hey, I'm going to go, my goal is to run around the block, or my goal is to run on the track 4 times. When you're running, you hit that oh shit moment, right? And I know as a competitor, I ran the 400, the 800, I competed. I've been in situations where you're running, you could go to Orange Theory or F45, one of these or what are they called? Hit, fit, something like that. One of those classes. Yeah. You can go one of those classes, and you're going as hard as you can, and then all of a sudden, it goes downhill real quick. Like mentally, you're like, oh shit, I exerted way too much energy way too early.
Yeah.
Have you encountered an oh shit moment?
Yo, I did. I think it was this year too at NCAAs. But before I started, I just want to say it's like funny you say that because like I started off with I'm like basically my brother was recruiting me to be on the high school team, right? As an 8th grader, and I'd be like, you know what, I'm gonna give this a little attempt. Like I'm not gonna join the team, but I'm just gonna go run around the block. Yeah. Because our block was like maybe like we have a 2-mile perimeter loop, which is literally like it's not terrible.
Perfect.
So I was just doing that. I was like, okay, like I'm gonna do this every single day and try to get in shape and just kind of use this like block and this method to see if I'm like I can be good at running. You know? And like out of those times, I was like, man, like I'm running like this quick, this time, each single time. I'm like keeping count of like, all right, I'm finishing these 2 miles in this amount of time. And so like each time I got quicker, right? And so I was like, okay, well shit, like I definitely got some potential. Yeah. And that's when I decided I was like, I'm gonna try this out. Yeah. Tried it out. All that went great. But yeah, no. Anyways, this year at NCAAs, we ran at Florida for the NCAA cross country meet. That's where NCAAs was being held, and this course is like pretty flat, and it's very rare for a cross country course to be flat. It's like mostly like the point of cross country courses is to be very like difficult for the runners. Yeah. So they make it as hilly as possible, just kind of very difficult, which is like very unique because I like that. Like not a lot of people
like the hills.
Yeah, dude, I like the hills.
You thrive on
like,
hills.
Dude, I fuck with the hills. Like like not just like I'm not even kidding. Like every time I come here, I train with one of my coaches here in Madera. And we're always doing like 800-meter hill repeats, mile repeats, just the stuff that people don't like doing. Yeah. Because it's just like
you like to do this stuff.
You gotta
people
be
don't
different,
like doing.
man. You gotta be different. So you gotta be
Fire
like,
me up.
dude. A lot of people like love hills, but they love sprinting up the hills, like like quarter of a mile or even less than that. Right. I love doing the long stuff just because I feel like that's what's gonna get me to be better. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, this course is very like flat and downhill, rarely any uphills, and so. This is to remind you, this is a 10K race. And it's very humid at the time, too, because it's fucking Florida.
It's Florida.
Yeah, it's Florida. It's humid at the time. And so, like, we start this race off, man. And I'm with the leaders through 5K. And we still have half the race going. I'm like, shit. Like we came through 5K super fast, and I'm like, I'm struggling. Like, what the hell? What did I get myself to? It's like, it's like I'm caught up in the goddamn red zone. And it's like I still got half the goddamn race to run, bro. I was just like, what the hell is happening? And so at the time, I'm with the leaders, and I'm obviously losing contact, and other people from behind.
Oh, bro, it's the worst to get past, bro.
It's the worst part. It's like getting passed up because that's when it becomes a mental game. Yeah, that's when you're like, shit, like what the hell's going on? And so I'm basically having a mental battle now instead of a physical battle. Yeah, like shit, dude, you're shit. Like stop. Like I'm like, you know what? Just stop it. Like just just go in, cruise it in, whatever. But like I said, I think for me, it's like I get in that zone, and now I feel like for me, I love the hurt.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people tend to be very scared of like, in terms of runners, like we tend to like encounter pain a lot. And so I think a lot of runners tend to be like, I'm trying to avoid that zone where it's like, it's kind of painful. And so for me, I'm just kind of like, dude, let's keep going.
Yeah.
Let's keep it up.
5K left.
Dude, I'm breathing very hard. I'm like struggling. My knees feel
not good technique
my
at this
quads,
point.
yeah, everything is just feeling like shit. And so like, I'm basically using 2 kilometers of my race to gather myself up. Like, all right, this is happening. You can still go back up with the leaders, like do your thing.
Right.
Like
we got to get a second win right now.
Yeah, dude, seriously. So pretty much just kind of like, all right, take a few moments to just kind of brief out what the fuck just happened and just kind of get back into it. It's like you zone out, zone the fuck back in. It's pretty much my method of the way that I ran the race. And so, yeah, dude, point is I went out too quick. And then I had 2 kilometers of the race to just think to myself, like, what the hell just happened? Like, all right, it's all good. Like, don't panic. And I think that's the number one thing within athletes is like when something doesn't go well, like we tend to panic. Yeah. And obviously, like it's just kind of the nature of things. We panic.
Well, the more you mature as an athlete, that's how you learn when you get in those panic situations and you know how to like, okay, shit didn't go my way.
Exactly.
Let's get my shit together so I know what to do. Like a plan of attack, right?
Yeah, exactly. And so anyways, I start to start picking up bodies at the last like 3 kilometers of the race. And so that's when I was like, okay, like this is going well. Just keep going, keep getting one person after another.
Right.
But dude, like, let me tell you though, like you hit that red line. It's just, dude, there's nothing like it, man. Like you just want to stop. You just want to like end it, just chill,
rip off the Band-Aid.
Yeah, dude, it just hurts, man. But it's like, that's the thing. What makes it very unique is how good do you want to be is like, how bad do you want to hurt?
Right.
And so, yeah, dude, it's like, I've been there many times. Every person has been there at some point. But yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. I love it. Yeah, I love that grit. I love it so much. I mean, okay, it made me think all of a sudden, like, do you know who David Goggins is?
I'm sorry, David. No, I don't.
Oh, bro. I might have to delete this episode.
Hey, man, I'm sorry, dude, but you gotta.
Oh, my God.
Hey, bro,
it's
you gotta.
All good.
You gotta.
This, you could Google him after this. You also didn't know who Andrew Tate was, so, like, it's cool. But, like, you're just training.
Dude,
it's
I'm
fine.
just training, man.
He's
I'm just
training.
spending my time training.
You're in your
after
zone.
This podcast,
No, it's cool. I'll send you some David Goggins shit, but this dude runs. He runs, and he's got this mindset that you would appreciate.
Oh wait, Yep, I do know.
You know who Goggins is, the Navy SEAL dude?
Yeah, the Navy SEAL dude.
Yeah,
I don't know why it took me some time, but hey, you know what though? It counts.
Lay off the Coors Light, bro. Jeez.
I know. You know what?
I thought Colorado Boulder could drink, bro.
Hey, Colorado can. I can't, bro.
Well, so the mindset stuff though, like, I mean, it's just it carries me, and like, and now that you're in day-to-day life in the world, like, it definitely is it's something that even after running, I think that mindset of like, dude, I got to keep pushing. I'm hitting the red zone, like you said. Like it'll stay with you. And
I think
I don't know. You'll see. Like I love it.
I think that guy is like freaking crazy though. Like
yeah,
based off of the videos that I've seen, like him training and him running like 100 miles.
Dude, he's
like,
crazy.
Just for one shot. Like,
yeah,
it's insane. So like that's like mad respect.
He wants to be the baddest motherfucker on the planet.
No, seriously, that's like mad respect though. It's like not a lot of people can do that shit.
Dude,
it's like,
not at all.
It's insane though because like you think about his body type, like this guy is built. This guy is big. Like this guy isn't like no usual long.
No, he's not
runner.
like 100 pounds.
No,
like dude,
no.
like yeah.
Nah. And so like that's what I'm saying. Like every time I've seen these videos, like yeah, like I see it, I'm like, oh damn, like I need to go out and run right now.
Right.
Like, this guy makes you like want to get moving, So that's what's like very like unique about this guy. This guy will get you like moving out the goddamn couch.
Dude, you got to read his book.
Oh really?
Oh, bro, I'm an audiobook guy.
But I've seen it. I've seen the book, but I haven't read it.
Can't hurt me, bro. It's a go-to.
Yeah.
It's a go-to.
Yeah, I might have to look into it.
What is like so mentally when you go on these long runs? Because you talk about a mile. A mile goes real quick when you're racing.
Yeah.
But like a cross country run, a 10K, things like that. Like I know you're locked in the whole time, but mentally, like, is there like what are you thinking about the whole time? Are you only thinking strategy, or do you ever like, I don't want to call it space off, but space off?
No, it kind of happens.
Yeah.
Like I've done. So my longest run has been 23 miles.
Yeah.
Which was like last year, and that's at the most that we've ever done at CU. We've never given that sort of mileage for that day,
Right.
Normally, like typical long run, the usual long run, like for an athlete, just depends. Like if you're a marathon runner, this is excluding this conversation. You're not part of this conversation. But like if you're training like for a 10K or you're training for any race on the track, you don't do 23 miles or 20 miles.
No, for what?
Yeah, for what? You do the most, you do 17, 18 miles, you know, and then I think that's good enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, the time that I did 23 miles, it's like I have my teammates with me. And so like, obviously we're just chatting about just kind of dumb shit.
Yeah.
And so we're chatting, goofing around, because it's not like in this long run we're not going all out. So like it's not one of those things we're like going like 5:55 minute pace, 5:50 pace,
right?
Which is still kind of quick, but it's not to the point where like if you talk for a certain amount of time, you're gonna be done,
right?
And so like there's been times where like, you know, in the long runs you're like, man, like even within us athletes, like we tell ourselves this is too much, like yeah, we can't handle this, like we just kind of bank on each other and say, hey, it's all good, man, we're almost done, we're like halfway through. But yeah, like throughout these long runs, man, like there's times where if I'm running alone, I like to listen to music. Yeah. You know, I like to just kind of enjoy my alone time and just kind of get pumped up through the music that I'm listening to. But if it's alone, like I normally just like to hone in onto how my body is feeling and like listen to my breathing a lot. Right. Because that just kind of plays into like your races. Yeah. Like
totally. Breathing's everything.
Yeah. Breathing is everything. And so like you're running these races, like you're trying to practice like your breathing, you're trying to practice calmness.
Do you practice? Do they have like breathing exercises you guys do?
So I don't know. I don't know about every school, every university, or like athletes in general, but like there is like, so at CU, which was like, I was a junior at the time, we had this like program
breathing coach.
Yeah. Where basically we had this person come in and just kind of teach us how to meditate. Yeah. And so, was
it box breathing?
Was it what?
Box breathing?
No. Okay. No. So it was just kind of a way just to like basically hone in with your body and just like let your body rest. Yeah. Cause like from what I've heard, like meditating is pretty good. It's like, it's kind of like one of those things where they say that like out of the 30 minutes that you meditate, it's like pretty much like a good like 3-4 hours that you're sleeping, you know? So like I kind of felt into belief with that. And so like I started doing that right after, you know, our training session pretty much with the whole meditating thing was completed. And so I kind of carried it on to like before the races, and it kind of helped, but there's times where you just like, you feel like it doesn't help. Yeah. But yeah, man, it's like one of those things where like in the long runs, you're not really thinking about much. Cause I think like if we think a lot, it tends to be painful. It tends to be like, oh, I don't want to do this. I'm not trying to be here right now. Like it's just kind of negative energy, and like, I don't fuck with that.
Positive vibes only.
Yeah, positive vibes only, you know? And so, like, for me, it's kind of like you surround yourself around people or individuals that want to be, like, successful, that want to be positive. Like, you're gonna feel that. Totally. And so, for me, like, my number one priority is, like, you know, having teammates that are wanting to be as good as me or even better. And so, like, looking into the pros, like, that's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm saying. Like, I want
considering guys who you're gonna have in your corner.
Yeah, so I want guys that are going to be, like, having that same mindset as me. Like, I want to be the best in the world. I want to make it to the Olympics, just kind of having the same goal, same mindset. Totally. And I think once we get there, I mean, obviously, like all these athletes are thinking the same. Like, I don't think there's one single athlete out there in the track and field community that they're like, I don't want to be here, right? I don't want to do this.
No.
And so, yeah, for me, it's just like, just kind of just honing in and just kind of relaxing and just kind of being you and just enjoying your time, because it's very different. It's kind of nice, man. Like, you go out for a run, like, you know, obviously, like if you don't take the music with you, you're not talking to people. No, it's you and the environment, pretty much. You know?
Well, and you know, one thing too, like I've had athletes on Bring the Juice that are individual athletes, because I know cross country track, like it is a team sport to a degree. Yeah. But like, I mean, I've done individual sports, having fighters on. They're literally individual.
Well, the thing with fighting is too, it's like a lot of fucking conditioning. So
I mean, there's a lot that goes into it, but just when the results are posted and it's your name, it's pretty much your ass, whether you're the one who succeeds. If you win a race, Lalo, or if you get last place in a race, it's your ass. It's not, they didn't pass me the ball, or our goalie sucked that game, or our quarterback got sacked 20 times. Like, if you suck, you suck. If you succeed, you succeed. So I think, like, when I started doing individual sport at a high level with my skeleton career, like, when your name's posted on a board and you're at the bottom, you get a little more pissed off, because there is no ifs, ands, or buts. It's very clear. It's very clean cut that it's you. And I don't want to say that it adds any pressure necessarily. I don't think it's that. I think all athletes that do individual sports, they embrace the fact that it's them doing it. Yeah. Like they want to be the one. They don't think about, oh, I'm the one who loses. They want to think like, motherfucker, I'm the one that won.
Yeah.
Like, it's me who won that shit.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing though. It's like the work that you put in is the result that you're gonna get out.
Hey, whatever your inputs are, you're eventually gonna get an output.
Yeah. No, exactly. And so like for me, that's why it was a big thing too. Moving on to the running community, like being a runner myself, is like I always like I'm not gonna lie, dude. I used to be a ball hogger growing up.
Yeah.
Like I loved soccer. I loved playing it. I was passionate about it. But there was times where I'm like, damn, dude, my team sucks.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
I've
like,
been there.
Dude, I'm seeing these teams like do these fucking great things, man. And like, it's like, what the hell, dude? Why can't I be there? You know? And so like,
Madera South. Bro.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Madera South soccer. I mean, they recently won a Valley Championship.
Whatever.
So I mean,
D6
I will
doesn't
give them
count,
that,
bro.
But, hey, it's D2, bro. D2, D3, but still. No, but it's just like one of those things that were like, it's just like, yeah, like you mentioned, it's just like what you put in is what you get out.
Totally.
It's on you. And so for me, like running, like that was like the biggest thing. Like obviously, like I said, I'm a very competitive person.
Totally.
It's just kind of like seeing that the work that I'm putting in is what I was getting out.
Yeah.
I was beating dudes on the track. I was doing this. I was like, that's me, dude. I was doing that work.
You
I don't got to rely on anybody else.
Dude, that's
And
that
like,
juice right there. That's
dude,
internal.
honestly, that's the juice. And so that's how I was like, dude, I don't need a team, which is like cool. You know? But when it comes to a team, like obviously for me, like in my shoes, I kind of felt like part of my career as being in the teams, like being in high school and college, I was a leader, and like just kind of having that like on my back, I kind of felt like, you know, I wasn't like a leader through vocal words. I wasn't like motivating people. I was leading by example.
Totally.
And so just kind of letting my teammates know, like, look, man, like I'm working this hard. If you do the same thing, like it can happen to you.
There's a
as well.
standard.
Yeah,
Totally.
there's a standard. And so like that was the nice thing about it too. Obviously, like I love all the teammates that I've had. They were all great and all. But like at this point in time, like even in college, like my last 2 years, like I was doing a lot of training sessions on my own, and I hated it. Because like I see my teammates doing like workouts together, but it's just because I was like doing more. Like my coach had me. Obviously, I was competing at a higher level.
Yeah.
And so I wish my teammates were there with me, like doing those workouts with me. And there's times where like
it gets lonely at the top, bro.
Honestly,
it gets lonely at the top.
Honestly, and like it's a huge thing, man. Like in sports, it becomes, like I said, it becomes a mental thing.
Totally.
And like you want obviously people like pushing you to the limit,
right?
And like if it's not somebody else, it's going to be you. And it's like that's where it comes down to in the pros. Like you got to be you at the end of the day. Like you got to push yourself at the end. You can't have anybody else pushing you. You can't have the coach pushing you. You can't have your teammates pushing you. And that's what I'm saying. Like I realize that now that I'm heading to the pros. Like it's going to be me. Like obviously I want these teammates. Like in the professional team, I want these teammates to be able to like help me out in my training sessions, but at the same time, like it's not all the time going to be on them, right? You know? And so, yeah, man, it's like obviously it kind of goes both ways. Like obviously it'll help you out a lot, but like we mentioned, individual sports, man, it's nothing like it.
Yeah. All right, one last question I thought of, Lalo. You know, I've seen some movies. I've ran track. I think people have ran. Is there any like dirty shit that goes on during races? Like, is there beef during races? Is there like spiking and shit talk and elbows to the chin and shit?
You know what?
Like that?
I wish there was.
Really?
I wish there was, bro. Honestly, I wish there was. Like in soccer, dude.
It's different. It's different. But like running,
I used to come as a player that loved the fucking contact.
Yeah.
Like I love getting in contact with.
Dude, I used to go for football season to soccer season every year. Like I totally.
Dude. Yeah, like you feel me? You know, it's like you understand that, and so like being able to go to a different sport where there's like no contact whatsoever, like not like boxing or soccer or football, but I'm saying like still. Like,
it's literally you're not supposed to have any contact.
Yeah, you're not. It's pretty much like
there's no situation where there should be contact.
Yeah, it's not usual. Like, hey, like if you do contact or if you fight this person on the track, like it's a
disqualified.
Red flag. You're disqualified. Yeah, you're out. Like you're done.
So you haven't encountered any of that?
So like I haven't encountered that, but I mean, there's been times where in races, like you just like shove one another, like elbow each other.
Yeah.
But you know, it's like
nothing too hard.
Nothing too hard to the point where like you're gonna kill.
Throw hands.
Yeah. Throw hands. You know, like obviously, like there's been like obviously I think if there's beef within certain individuals, like I think that can happen at some point.
Yeah.
Where there's just like if they just both lose their shit.
Yeah.
They can just start throwing hands on the course.
Dude, it happens. It makes track entertaining for the day.
Dude, honestly. But yeah, man, like obviously I think. My coach, he used to run, I think in like early 2000s. Like I think he told me that they actually used to do some like dirty shit.
Really?
Like here, at least in California, like when they were running on the, like not on the track, cause like it's more like visual, like people can see you.
But
on
cross
the
country,
course, like from what I've heard, like
behind the trees and shit.
Yeah, dude. Some of my like one of my coaches, he was a young coach, like so he like basically ran in the early 2000s. He told me a ton of stories about like how a guy would do something to one of his teammates. He would go up to the guy and just pretty much kidney punch his ass.
Wow,
dude, it's crazy, bro. It's so like at the time, I'm like, damn, like that's kind of dirty. Like I don't think there's a need for that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think it's just a competitive drive that just kind of just forces you to be like, I'm not losing to this guy. Like, screw this guy. This guy's doing me dirty. Like,
dude,
I'm gonna do
that's
him
gritty,
dirty.
man.
You know,
it's
no,
gritty.
it is. It's grit.
I love it.
But yeah, man, like, it's definitely not a contact sport, but
I had to ask. I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, Lalo, this has been an absolute great episode. For our runners out there, for people that are running competitively, tap in, and the people who are trying to get off their ass to lose a couple of pounds, tap in anyways.
Yeah,
it's all relevant. It's all a mindset. And I wish you the best. We're going to be following your professional career. Hopefully you're in the Olympics. We can run it back. And anything you want to say to Bring the Juice Nation right now as I wrap it up?
I just want to say, bring the juice. You gotta keep bringing the juice, man. If you want to strive for success, like you gotta have that juice. It's not gonna happen if you don't have that juice, man. So.
Wise words from Lalo. I love it, baby. Fire me up.
But no, thank you for having me out here, though, man.
Oh, bro, you kidding me? Absolutely. Honored to have you. Be sure to follow us on our social medias. Bring the Jews, Lalo. We're gonna tag you in a bunch of stuff. We'll repost. You'll repost. It's gonna be great crossover. Be sure to follow Lalo on his journey to the Olympics as a professional runner. See who he ends up with professionally as a sponsor and whatever it might be. Buy their shoe. And this week, don't forget, get your piss hot, boys and girls, and bring the juice.
Let's go. Bring the juice.
Let's go, baby!
First we gonna rock